Peter Jackson and the stars of the Lord of the Rings trilogy are amongst those paying tribute to British screen legend Sir Christopher Lee.
A master of the macabre, actor Christopher Lee has died aged 93. He played Dracula in horror classics and more recently the evil wizard Saruman in Lord of the Rings, in a career spanning 7 decades. The BBC's Nick Hyam has more.
For years, Christopher Lee seemed to be in every British horror film. But one part in particular he made his own: Dracula, the vampire, a sinister hero.
A romantic, erotic, heroic, fascinating figure. Highly dangerous, savage, but above all, which I think is the most important thing when you're playing characters of this kind, tormented, agonized, sad. What a ghastly fate to be immortal.
Christopher Lee was half English, half Italian. Mother was a Contessa. They said he was too tall and foreign-looking to become a film actor. That didn't stop him. This was the first British horror film in colour. But he disliked being typecast.
But that would have been ridiculously easy.
Hollywood offered a wider range of roles to sink his teeth into, like the James Bond villain Scaramanga.
My golden gun against your Walther PPK. Each of us with a 50-50 chance.
6 bullets to your 1.
I only need 1.
So you have come here for information?
And then, late in life, he found a whole new audience as Saruman in Lord of the Rings. He was in the Star Wars movies as well.
Save your pity and your mercy. I have no use for it.
The film industry honoured him while he was still alive to enjoy it.
I'm thankful that I don't follow in the steps of the great Stanley Kubrick, whose award was posthumous.
He was an imposing actor and one who knew perfectly well why he was famous. He called his memoirs tall, dark and gruesome.
And director Sir Peter Jackson says there'll never be another Christopher Lee, and the world's a lesser place without him.
Tell us what the woodsmen say.
Christopher Lee was not sitting around the table with the rest of us. His contribution to the scene was filmed in London.
Yeah.
Better. Yes, the wardrobe was always a little bit tricky, wasn't it? I seem to remember you tripped up on it a couple of times.
You were very cold about it.
I wasn't cold about it.
I said, I can't get up these bloody steps.
No, I remember, yes.
And
You said goddamn steps.
I'm sorry, I cannot get up these goddamn steps smoothly. I can't do it, Peter. I'm sorry, because every time I try, I step on the thing.
I can't get up these
And
goddamn
you
steps.
said you did it this morning.
And then you said the great line, this wardrobe is a menace.
Yes, you did.
Did I? These clothes are a menace.
For me, that was the signature line of the entire series.
This necromancer is nothing more than a mortal man. I couldn't do the trip to New Zealand. I shot those scenes here with ordinary people standing there giving me the lines and the eye line. So you do have to use your imagination quite a bit. You've been busy of late, my friend. The scene had already been shot in New Zealand with a double.
And by the magic of film, it all comes together and it looks as if we're in the same place.
You've been busy of late, my friend.
You can just watch the eyebrows on during that.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 10 years. Eyebrow acting. Yeah, I have a habit of doing this, you know. A lot of people do. First you used to say to me, there you go again. All that eyebrow acting.
Well, yeah, well, you know.
I was always doing that.
He's not very good. Can I help
Just
you?
give us a little bit. Just give us a bit of slither of it.
Well, don't stop now. Tell us what the woodsmen say.
Graham and I went to Pinewood. We weren't filming there, but we went to London. Christopher is such a character. It was such an honour to meet him, and listen to his stories.
The most extraordinary thing that happened to me in the war was there was a time when I was in charge of an Australian squadron. And, you know, the Aussies were, in those days, not very easy to control.
Well, they're still not. We've got a bunch of them on the crew.
No,
I know. Caro Cunningham, our first AD and producer, I think, she dreads the moment that Christopher Lee and I get on a set together, because it's her job to keep everything moving, to, you know, shoot a shot, set up, shoot the next one. That's what she's there to do, and she's very, very good at doing it. And yet Christopher loves telling stories that are of Lord of the Rings length and their epic scope.
Because from Phuket, we went to Hong Kong, then to Macau, then to Bangkok.
Boy, that guy's had a life. He's had a life. You go up and you meet a man like that, and you have to take the time to realise what's happening.
You know that famous shot of the car?
Yes, yeah, the corkscrew car.
Nobody believed it, you know.
No.
Nobody believed it. I remember Guy Hamilton saying, God, he said, that was absolutely wonderful. Would you do another? He said, that's the first effing time I've done it. I'm not effing doing it again.
It was always a part of spending time with Christopher are his stories and his ability to recall detail.
He spoke like a very, very high, squeaky voice, with a very French accent.
Yeah, right. I tend to be happy to sit there with the crew standing around and listen to Christopher's stories.
It took me about 2 years to get that book back to us.
I could just see Caro looking at her watch in the background, you know, a little concerned about how long it was taking, but we got there in the end.
The Australian Aborigine who bought himself a new boomerang and spent the rest of his life trying to get rid of the old one.
Yes, one of my heroes. And yeah, he lived up to it all.
Oh, I should crouch down, of course I should.
Don't kneel.
No, he is he's Sir Christopher, so kneeling is appropriate. Thank you.
Well, you had to kneel, didn't you?
In front of you?
No.
No, well, I always kneel in front of you.
No, well, I wasn't going to bring that up, but...
Not in public. That's awesome. It's great. He's unstoppable.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh, please.
Thank you very much. Yes, no, we will do a photograph.
I've been looking forward to this. I think I will be remembered more for these films when they've all been seen. Because I think they've achieved immortality. They really have. What has appeared on these screens with these films has never been done by anybody else.